Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani series here on the Lord Master channel. And yet again, we have a new ruler named Gurak. He is Gurak IV. Yes, the fourth one. He's 31 years old as his rule just began today. As we know that there was the first of the great, second was the not so great, the third is the great. But can Gurak IV be known as the Great on a different side of things? What we mean by it is that Gurak I was more into diplomacy, Gurak the Great was a military man, and Gurak IV here is more into stewardship, as he was a valued administrative courtier, which he has spent at least 5 years living in a truly grand administrative court, observing a daily toll of official bureaucrats and influential officials, which definitely helps with the monthly stewardship lifestyle experience. Now, keep that in mind. Plus 30, plus 15, that's plus 45, and we get plus 20 on the monthly lifestyle experience due to him being intelligent, which he's plus 4. And, however, he is a different kind of ruler where he is seen as more virtuous to the Marbodists, as he is humble and patient and content. Due to that, the opinion of liege and vassals, that means people will respect him more. Well, at least mostly. That over the domain limit would be a problem, though, and someone would want to be on the council, of course. But the ones who aren't powerful, vassals respect him. Power vassals not so much unless given a seat in a council, which I'm sure I will, as we're not trying to overexert ourselves here. And as we know that stewardship base is 8, due to all these factors, now it's up to 22, which is excellent. And before he began his rule, he had an interesting conversation, and a coach's guest is what he was like. Fortunately, he's more into that focus that would make him an architect in future. But since we're on the verge of living in a golden age, I would say I would go for not only domain focus, for more stewardship, obviously. This is the total base 25 plus 20 intelligence for that domain, fortune builder, value administrator courtier. This still old ancient coin that we still have here, Egypto-Sogdian architecture, and excellent law and ordinance. So it takes 19 months to get the next perk. 19 months. That's just grand. So that means we have to get centralization, as we still plan on developing our realm capital in Marrakesh, our imperial capital, to rival the big cities of Europe. I'd like to be a popular figurehead so there can be no peasant revolts against me, and have their divided attention on the main limit, and to become architect, and then we'll go more towards being an avaricious ruler. As I said, gotta live in a golden age, because I don't think we ever had an avaricious ruler in our dynasty's history as far as I'm concerned. I may have to look at that. Let me see. Yeah, the dynasty tree. I mean, I know who I am. Talking about, were any of them way back when? No, not really. I mean, there were architects, but never we've had an avaricious ruler. No. Why do I look at that again? No, we never had an avarice ruler before. So, don't know how long I'll be living, but one thing's for certain. We're going to be living in the golden age in the Vağpūryā. And of course, would like to get married to somebody who is of extremely high stewardship skill. And there is one person, Nas, a fine age of 36, which the chance of children is low, but I'm not that anxious having more children. Why does she have high stewardship? Well, the base is 14. She was also a gardener, architect, and an administrator. This is of the Harasani, also known as Tajik. That's due to that. That's why. It's part of their cultural tradition as well to be wanderers, to have stewardship or lifestyle traits that really benefits them. Warrior priests is what they're going for then. That reminds me. Something we have to do in the future. There's room to introduce a new tradition, but I'm going to need a very high amount of prestige for this. And of course, far into the future, that we will continue the route of the maritime trade, as obviously in our dynasty that we've been into Trans-Saharan trade for a long time, and have been getting more into the maritime trade thing. Knowing that cost, the next legacy is very far away, the amount I should say. I would definitely love to have this stewardship or level of fame up, and also the decision to reinforce relations with Silk Road communities can be taken more than once in a lifetime if you happen to be, you know, there. I mean, we already have the peoples of the Silk Road thing. But it's not till you get to distant shores where you have even more diplomatic range. Which means we can go have contacts with peoples of, you know, South India, like the Tamils. Just saying that as an example. But decision to reinforce relations with local communities lasts twice as long. That makes it more desirable. I mean, I'm kind of too late going to this, but we're sticking with this. I have a feeling that I will not end this series till I get all of this as well. Which will probably happen before the 1200s. When we get this last bit. But there's gotta be a better way to how to get more renown at a much faster rate. I mean, there are ways, such as commissioning epics, and also likely adopting a cultural tradition that would help us get even more renown each time you did something, if you know what I mean. But anyways, who wants to be on the council? You get to have it. You get it too. Oh, we got some talented people here. That's Prime Minister. Ugh. Oh, hey. How would you like to be there as well? The head of dynasty, my ass. It's just more. So yeah, there you go. Now we have a terrible spy master, but hey, what's your? Never mind. Because I was thinking, hey, should you trade places? Okay, fine. Switch places. Sort by intrigue, dummy. There you go. You can take the hits. Anything else? Yeah. Network with Trans-Saharan merchants. That just gives me a little bit of stewardship to go along with that. And reinforce relations with Silk Road communities, which it's still going to have to be Middle Eastern no matter what because of that stewardship thing. Until we get it back up to the limit, then I could choose a community to work with somebody else. Like the steppe people. And in addition, bring in the merchant settlers here. That'll help the development growth here in Marrakesh. Oh, and also invest in Sarkachan trade goods. It's been a while since we've done this sort of thing. I think it was Desert Rose. Yeah, it was Desert Rose was the last time that we did this. Find the one that has stewardship. I suspect frankincense. Yes. So now, this character is recently invested in a trade export of Sarkachan. It's frankincense. Through Sarkacha's frankincense plantations aren't as extensive as they were in antiquity. When demand was highest, they'll still make quite a bit of profit. Frankincense resin is used throughout the world for religious and medicinal purposes. Again, this affects Sarkacha itself, but also it gives me a little more tax directly to me. Anything else? I forget where that's from. Wait, that's any county in my domain. Okay, where is this located? Where is this modifier that is set to have here? Oh, it was in Giza, so there's still some time for those users, so don't get them right away. Remember, September 1078. I'll go examine a stone monument. So, we'll hold court after all of these little events here. And as well as marry the woman with extremely high stewardship skill. I have taken some time to travel to the more remote parts of Sif Ilomara, where there's a great ancient stone monument. I was just curious and wondered what it was like. Upon arriving at the location, I walk up to the monument and examine it further. Though its shape is crude, it is clearly carved by human hands. It is also an impressive size. I can see why the locals have been unable to move it anywhere. One has to wonder how it got here in the first place. My scholarly instincts tell me to investigate the monument further. Yes, the passing of my father, Gurak IV the Great. Responsibility to lead the vast Vağpūryā now falls upon my shoulders. I stand before my vassals, adjust my new crown, and glance down. Oh, the things that I will accomplish. Still 19 months. 1 second, please. Plus 15? Oh! But still not enough. Gotta work on it. But in the meantime, keep developing Marrakesh. Knight's Declaration. As I pace towards my throne, I overhear my father Shaf Nozak proclaim something to my wife, Naz. Oh, how such a beautiful countenance gleams, shimmering, sparkling, haunting my dreams. Though perhaps she'll break my heart yet. But at least remember, I'll never forget. Is he reciting romantic poetry to my wife? Hey, as a content person, I shouldn't be doing those sort of things. But I'll just say, courtly love, let that wonderful poetry echo through the halls. I say that because I am a patient man. Now it's time to hold court. An ancient figure approached my throne with a click and a tap on his cane, accompanying each step. My lord, I'm a genealogist. You're aware of noble origin. However, noble is not quite the same as divine or mythical. I desire to write the scroll which shall trace your complete lineage back to the dawn of history. For a mere few gold, I can reveal the truth to you and the world that you are a true descendant of the legendary founders of this land. My renown gain is fine. But I got money, so I'll say excellent. Ensure that the list is excessively long. A thin, raggedy peasant stands before me, gawking at the opulence of my throne. I was distracted. I call him to get his attention. Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. My village in Tripolitana was hit by a blight this year. We not only lost our crop, but our seed too. We have nothing. We shall starve without help. Glancing around my throne room again. Yeah, it's sure you have some wealth to spare. Let us establish a crop sharing system with neighboring villages. The monster of Timala. A haggard-looking peasant now stands there. My lord, I beg of your help. A monster prowls in the mountains of Timala, killing cattle and farmers alike. Few have seen it, but the mangled remains of its poor victims leaves no doubt. It's clearly a huge wolf, so as bloodthirst is few have been seen. Please send your strongest hunters to save us from the horse's jaws. I shall fell the beast myself. I mean, I got some fighting skill. Alright, show me that bastard wolf of yours. And before we do that, land grants was the automated thing I was selected for culture fascination. I mean, you got heraldry, that's important. Here's the deal. I'm going to go for guilds, which will take us 21 years. And after that, go for knighthood, where children completing their education martial education focus will gain the students of a knighthood trait, we know, for additional prowess skill. After a few days, the challenges Okashukan returns. He unfurls a scroll long enough to encircle one of my provinces. My grand Alamat trips over slightly as he unfurled and rolls to my throne's foot. I have here the truth of your origin, my lord. Clears his sword begins to read. Today, we unveil a great history. Standing before us is Vağpūr Gurak, the son of Vağpūr Gurak III the Great, of the Al-Farghani Vağpūryā. Sired by the fearful Vağpūr Gurak II Zagurak of the Al-Farghani Vağpūryā. Fruit of the loins of Vağpūr Gurak I the Great of the Al-Farghani Vağpūryā. Son of the remarkable Vizbashe Ruta Zagurak of Maghreb. Child of Akshid Gurak I the Impaler of Maghreb. A few eyelids are beginning to droop. Enough! Vağpūr Maghreb owes you for your services. Thank you. Keep in mind, our renown gain is excellent due to many factors, including sending all those sons over to India, where some of them became dukes, unless they were due to marriages. And all that. Here it is. The monster of Tinmala. All the preparations completed, I set out with a selected group of guards to face the infamous monster that is terrorizing Tinmala. It doesn't take us long to find it. A clear trail of blood leads straight to the creature's abode. I was already informed of what to expect, but when a mass wolf finally stands in front of me, I can't help but shiver. No chance of getting killed by it, but Small chance I may get wounded, but 81% chance that I will kill it, gain prestige, or become a novice hunter, which adds a bit more prowess skill and more stress loss. Face me, you foul beast! Got him. Can't wait to spend my money on hunting. You're just short of it, just 2 more. Again, your first priority is just to, get those vassals together, which we did make the powerful vassals and such. But there's not a single faction against me, so that's a good sign. You can get married to somebody if you want to, unless I'm gonna have to send some. Because I like, spread the IC to other places. Wow. The Pope has now proclaimed himself the Pontifex Maximus, although the Garda King, that's due to him being a lunatic. But Patriarchus of Italia, in addition to Stata Pontifical. Clearly he was trying to create the kingdom of God. That is a reference to Europa Versailles 4, where if you play as the Papal States and if you manage to unite all of Italy, you would form that nation and call it the Kingdom of God. That's what he's trying to do there. But it's none of our business personally in our neck of the woods. Created a cadet branch then. So, you've managed to create a duchy for yourself, unless I was the one that appointed that. So, the duchies. There's Crete. There's that. What's the third? Do tell. Alright, after all, I'm the one that sent him out there. Brothers and half-brothers, yeah, they're all still there. None of their titles got revoked. I'm sure one day we'll go to Gujarat and I'll be sure to send some of my children over there. Which is, something that I would do. An escaped slave. For many years, Socotra has been a haven for runaway slaves, many of whom are African in origin. Some of them are quite skilled. Today, one such ex-slave, a new arrival, offers his services. He once served as a bodyguard. He is a veteran of a battle, and is talented in quite a number of weapons. It's not that good, actually, because of Shona culture. Swahili context. Wow. Wish you had one of these. Economic skills over time. Tend to learn many languages. He speaks the Shona language. I'll just say I'm not interested, but he could settle here or go where he wants. Oh, regarding vassals, it's another thing. For the renown. Grand Khanat for our capital, just to help with the development progress a bit. 4.8. Amazing. I'm willing to spend all that money for that. My court is filled with room after room after room. Enough that even so, more press halls go unused too much here. This march architecture, the style and decorate, surely we could afford this flesh-out setting model in a radically different style. Ponder other kingdoms and empires. So any kingdom or empire with a royal court is in diplomatic range. I mean, I know what my royal court looks like. It looks like that. So, I wonder. Fetch the masons. Several likely redecorating candidates present themselves. Those nearest and most noteworthy to me. The realms of Caliph Hashem Aden, Vasilis Damios, and Malik Zui. Selecting your style is considered more renowned than my own court personally be humbling, but lend me some foreign realms air of grandeur. Conversely, emulating another realm would show magnanimity to build my legend abroad at the cost of some reputation at home. Both Empire tier just gives you 150 prestige. Doing a Kingdom tier gives you 75. I actually gained one court grandeur because, you know, it's the guy himself. You over there, obviously, distinctive visiting court I see. Oh, Becero, man. Where's that one? Andalusian style. It's like, yeah, it gains for them, but with this prestige I gain this. Perhaps a rough as a feast hall would be a novelty. You get this prestige, but I will gain a lot of prestige out of this. And I would lose stress because I'm humble. Listen, it's not trying to renovate. That's not the idea here. That was not our aim. We haven't done this in a long time, and I got the money, so I suggest get a few hardy warriors in here, and then the statue craze. Recently, statues from Fayum have become popular in the region. Must be something related to taste or texture. Exports are likely to continue to grow in the coming years. Good to hear. Fayum's got famous pistachios. Let me look at something. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable full of money. A group of Bedouins, brought Urin-Kai objects, said to come from a faraway court of the Great Ruler, Khanum Aydin of Tuva, known as Abdul Ghaffar, the leading trader, grins staggering. This unique dagger could be yours, for a special price, of course, Great Vağpūr. A likely yarn indeed. If only I had some way to verify the hawker's story. Well, I may recall I'm a dagger man myself. But fetch my coin purse. Let me have a look at it. That is good, but it's for keeps. Let's not forget the original goal, which is why I've been looking at that lately. Connect the coast. I never forget about that. Oh, 1 second. Remember the game. 4.8. .4. Now it'll take another 19 months. And it's going to continue. Almost up to the same league as the northern parts of the Maghreb. But one day would like to rival Cordoba, Roma, Constantinople, Baghdad, all those places. What the? Liberty War. Catholic? Oh, they're gonna be Catholic for a while. That's concerning. Like if there was gonna be another crusade for Jerusalem, then that'll definitely bolster their numbers, assisting whatever of Christian Europe to go down that way. But at least one thing's certain, we no longer fear them anymore. I mean, connect the coast, yes, but also I'd love to connect this part of the desert there. The work I've done building up relations with the local Middle Eastern community paid off. I recently have agreed to partner with me in a number of advantageous business deals. Through the networks on the Silk Road, we will surely take it out in a great profit. The silk must flow, and spices, slaves too, horses, all trade goods really. Significant! That's better than major last time. Significant Silk Road business deal. Let's renovate the local Nile meters. Yes, sir. I don't think you're that stressed. Do we have a physician? Yes, we do. Just making sure. No, we do not have contact, just to reiterate. No, get rid of that. I have more important matters to do, as much as I'd like to be in a feast, but please hang on here. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, you haven't been spending that much money on these. Spend money to make money. That's called investments. I feel like I've spent everything there is to spend. This. From Red Sea hostels to pilgrim caravanserais. This coastal port is well known for the sheer number of Hajj pilgrims who pass through its harbor on a regular basis. A massive, well-organized system of ferries, inns, forts, and markets provide comfort, security, and trade opportunities for these caravans. Now, that's quite an improvement. Yeah, we have that now, thanks to the cosmopolitan ports where I mean, that's one of the requirements. It's good to know. At this point, I could care less if it's a daughter. I say that it's because we have male preference. It's agnatic cognatic these days. Daughter, son, no difference. Regret and sadness. When such beautiful countenance is hid from sight, we scream and we wail, no matter our might. When one so great falls so far, our fate's cruel whims, not simply bizarre. Travel, I say, just for the prestige gain. I like to gain a lot of prestige, just to make vassals respect me a little more, and among other things. What do you want? No, ignore that. Great job, you. Give me a drink. We're just gonna raise up a little bit of money, but vastly inferior. Currently at war. Oh, that's one of our vassals. It's doing a job for us. But that's gonna have to take a lot more than that. Oh, that's from within. No. Shut your mouth. Every little bit of renown gain is good. Okay. Now I got me a son who is... Oh no. I've never seen that happen to, you know, under my watch, that I never had a child who's been born with this physical trait. That's grounds for disinheriting. But I'd like to have another child. I don't want to have that in my conscience. Another 19 months, then you'll be right at the domain limit, and everything will be fine. It's no secret that my grades to deadly Johnny is carrying a child. I could see through her civilian. She's not a married woman, though. However, father just missed her till now. They're supposed to say hi there is the one responsible. Okay, let me tell you something. If you wanted to get married, why don't you just ask? Because they calls you the heartbreaker now. You got wounded for that. Nice going, idiot. Will not accept. Lowborn, age considerations. If you don't get married soon, you're dooming my prospect. A pompous pilgrim. A prominent Muslim nobleman from afar is partaking in a Hajj pilgrimage, traveling through the Red Sea route, and is stomping through my lands. Some of my court suggest I should hold this man while he's here. Once he returns to his pilgrimage travels back across the Red Sea, who knows what good things he might say about me. However, it is known that the man is something of a snob with pretentious tastes. Ironic, isn't it? That he's on a pilgrimage and does not appear to show any humility. Of course, prepare a magnificent feast in his honor. Don't even start. Go out on a hunt for prestige gain. There's another reason why I've been saving a lot of prestige for this. It's not just for war declarations, just to connect the North African coast. Poachers here and around his woods. They huddle. Together as I ride off my guards, making a poor job of hiding in dead wolf hunt. We do not do this, your mercy. Your blades and those belly their words. Aye, the animal is mine. I'll get the fines for their lives. They acquiesced. Suckers. Right, here's the deal. Regarding our culture, there is one thing I would like to have. Let me see. Castle keepers. The architect trait provides procedures. Rules this culture gain prestige and renown from castle holdings. Castles in counties of culture provide additional 5 defender range. Rulers of this culture are likely to construct castle holdings. Rulers of this culture are more likely to construct buildings that increase fort level. That is very tempting. I mean, we can get that easy. 1 second. Much better. Now, that's what I was thinking. It's like more renown gain as being holding these castle holdings, which I hold a lot. And an addition of prestige. Unpause, just keep it going. There's another one that the Tokharians had, and Isolator pray for redemption. She's well, she's in a dungeon, so it'll kill her. Hope it doesn't spread to anywhere else. Where is it? Religious pictures, yeah. Gain renown when constructing and upgrading temple holdings. Yeah, that was just one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That regional. Just looking at that just for, for the sake of regarding renown, that's what I'm trying to look for. Castle holdings is rather tempting to me. Fair in Labda. In the dark bit of Labda lies a field that would be perfect for a large annual fair. 2 local nobles, Amir Mastan and Kachod Kotovich, petitioned me to be the receiver of the charter that would allow them to hold a fair in my name. If it all goes well, the charter will be granted to the town of Zakwan. I think ultimately I will go for Castle Keeper since I'm renowned intensive these days for our dynasty. And anybody that is Egypto-Sogdian, that'll help them as well. And also 5 defender advantage for holding level. Which also means that we would be a very defensive empire in turn. Because of our ethos, which we do not have bellicose, stoic, or bureaucratic because we're spiritual. Yeah, that's another thing. So we'll largely consider that. From all the hell way over there. Huh. Yeah, sure, why not? If there's ever a revolt against you, I'll be sure to send an expeditionary force from Hormuz to get to there. Should there ever be an event of anything like that. Celebrate the opening of the canals. Every year the Nile floods. The lives of everyone who lives in Egypt depends on this. It has been so since time immemorial. The inundation of the Nile was thankfully good this year, and the farmers from up to down the Nile can expect an adequate harvest at worst. Soon, we can begin opening of various canals across Egypt to deliver water to the soon-be fertile farmlands through irrigation ditches and waterways. It is Egypto-Sogdian tradition that officials open these canals in a formal ceremony full of pomp and circumstance. I wish to conduct a grander ceremony than usual, one full of spectacle and jubilation to celebrate this year's good Nile flood. Preparations are already underway. As we heading to Aswan. I'll do anything for prestige. Today is the day of the formal ceremony to open the Nile canals after a good Nile flood. Riding atop a fine steed, I traveled to the dam at the mouth of the Nile as a procession of officials, courtiers, soldiers, nobles, imams, and other dignitaries follows behind me. Along the shoreline of the Nile, people from all walks of life crowd to observe the proceedings. After the imams say the prayers and other rituals are completed, I am given a spear, which I throw into the dam. A group of people then hack away at the dam to let the water flood the canals. The first boat, filled with deaf and mute people, is soon sent down the canal. They will later receive my charity as tradition, of course. With the ceremony concluded, a great cheer erupts from the crowd, and the festivities begin. Now, you'll have to wait a couple of months before the planting begins. There's a little bit of renown gain for you. Could do that again until another 4 years. Yipe. Double yipe. Pilgrim caravanserai is created here. Again, that whole area is just another, source of income. Fair Labda. It presents me with wares from all over the world. Cloth from the furthest reaches of the Silk Road, locally grown crops, technological marvels from the East. My lord, what wares should we promote to the new fair? Where is Labda to be exact? Oh, over by Tunis. Which of course we're talking about Zagro. No, the development is excellent. But you're trying to get up to that same lead. It's fine, but I will say, we will import as much silk as we can. Never forget our Sogdian roots back at Ferghana, of who we were back in the day. So people will likely appreciate this area is stable and prosperous. And is. Oh, I forgot I want to make mention. One of the mods I use, the rice mod, oh, 1 second. My lord, what are we supposed to do with all this silk? Apparently the demand for silk is not high in that area. There's a lot of expensive cloth unsold. A tumultuous start, but I'm sure the locals can handle it now. Well, they don't get a lot of silk over in Tunis. The Niger Delta flavor package part of rice was released recently. Even though I do not plan on expanding all the way to down there. It's not my intent for this part of the series. But there's also, as of late, for those who don't keep up, and I do keep it up by being part of CyberXCon's Discord server. I'm a part of his Discord server where I am named academic. God dang it, you know, me and my English. Where they acknowledge me as a content creator. During the past couple of days, as of this recording, he's been posting teasers, and he'll reveal it at the upcoming ModCon, in what it appears to be that it's going to be a big mod, not mod, big flavor pack for his mod, which would be bigger than the one he did for Taran Basin. So he's been giving us clues and teasers and all that of where this might be set in. Here we go. Now we're up and at it. We'll expand soon. Vağpūr Gurak IV, he just won't stop eating comfort. Faris Patostams. Right at this moment I spot Ramtir's exit the pantry carrying a pile of comfort and Volstams. Is something the matter, my liege? I'll be chewing an apple. Oh, you better pay for that. And speaking of pay, yeah, there's a bunch of activities I would love to do. You know what? Buy those valuable medicinal berries now. I just remembered. It's timber. So, let's go get it. I sent my servants to purchase some renowned berries of Giza. I can use these medicinal berries for a variety of purposes. I could drink various herbal teas made using these berries as a health tonic. Now, how many berries did I ask from my servants wagon? Well, I'm a big spender. Give me a large amount to last me a very long while. 9 years. Ups a little bit of fertility. Hope for a son or a daughter that isn't sterile. It was just bad luck the first time. That's what it was. It was just bad luck, right? Oh, no, because I'm about to hold my own big feast. Just to make those vassals happy. I'm willing to partake all a bunch of these activities just for prestige gain. I'm willing to do anything for it. Almost everybody's there. Eating was well underway, drinking a little too far along when Mastan decided it was time for some horse riding. My stables were locked up tight, but with guidance from Akaratam, Mastan soon led a group of eager riders inside. With no control over my animals, there was some swearing, laughter, and broken bones as men and women fell from horses and women. Other creatures still did not get over with Jesus, and one goat nearly caved under the weight of a mere goblet. Stable hands saved those people themselves. Keep me in your hearts, vassals. wait until November. I'm willing to hold this Sadeh festival, which is an Iranian tradition. Yes, there's this upcoming flavor pack that's yet to be revealed, and they've been giving us clues, and it's going to be huge based on, you know, the amount of content he may possibly add. So I'm sure after when this video comes out, the details will still not be revealed until the upcoming ModCon, which is, again, that's outside of my radar, but I do keep up by following CyberXCon's mods Discord server. That's how I keep up with the news. And I sometimes chime in on a little chat if there was something that kind of interests me, or wanted to say something about from my experiences from this series or any of my past ones and all that. Or normal. Matab. I got so much damn money, I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Good day. I don't know why, but today I'm strangely in a good mood. It's not so much that I'm feeling overly euphoric, I just feel at ease and at peace, no matter what stressful things come my way. Today isn't too bad a day. And it's kind of odd to be hearing that music despite the fact it's a good day, because on this same day, Secret Exposed! Guards! Don't you know adultery is a sin? Now it's time to celebrate the Sadeh festival, another way to gain prestige. Winter has returned and there is a chill near. This year wish to celebrate the great Sadeh festival, as our predecessors in Iran have done for generations upon generations. On the coldest day of the year, 50 days before Nowruz, we will observe Sadeh with the lighting of bonfires. I should start preparing for this year's celebrations. Sadeh begins. It's almost the night of the Sadeh festival, though it may be the coldest time of the year. We find warmth in each other, and warmth in the fires we make across the Iranian world. Bonfires being lit up in every town and village, near and far. May we find joy in each other as we want for the return of spring. I'm glad it's finally here. Let's begin. As I stand near the fire, I reflect how Sadeh is usually about 50 days before Nowruz, the New Year. I can't wait for the New Year to begin. Of course, but it seems so far away. The night is cold, and who knows what the next springtime will bring. I huddle close to the fire. As part of the Sadeh rituals, we need to gather a lot of firewood to build the bonfires, no matter one's status. It is important that everyone does their part, so I did what I needed to do, insisted with the gathering of the wood so that we could make big bonfires later in the night. I bought a couple of branches, shouldn't have to work much. Trying to get up to 4,000. And with that, Sadeh comes to a close. Everyone had a great time, bonfires were lit, all over certainly helped everybody keep warm in this coldest time of year. Sooner than later, springtime will be upon us. Alas, such an occasion only comes once a year. Soon we must wrap things up for now. Till then, I look forward to the next Sadeh. Till next time. There you go. Can hold court again. Not yet. What else I can do? Ah yes, the moon sacrifice. The moon god protects us. That reminds me. Regarding Siwa. You've got very high learning skill. Need you to spread Maraboutism to another area there that I own. Siva. Which will take about 3 years. Praise to the moon. The moon is a powerful entity, capable of great blessings and great curses. Since time immemorial, Sacatrans have conducted sacrifices in its honor. We see no conflict in these practices, considered sorcerers at best and demonic at worst by foreigners, and worship of Allah. I have arranged for a great sacrifice to be held at the moon tonight, and many will participate in it. A local elder will be there to interpret the results of my sacrifice. Now, what kind of sacrifice did I arrange for the moon? A commoner offered their own hand, as per ancient tradition. The moon sends me a small curse. Oh, that's in Sakatra only, so that hurts the develop. No, it doesn't hurt development. Small tax to sell. Ah, it's just bad luck. And now let's hold a poetry contest here in Sakatra. Let me drink. Throughout the scattered clans of South Arabia and Sakatra, those who can speak poetry are held in the highest esteem. Our poets are not direct and serve like our poets of our Arabic-speaking cousins, for we focus more on subtleties and hidden meanings, secret symbols, and clever twists of fate. Poetry is embedded deeply into our culture. It is sung by the peasants working in the fields, butchers they slaughtered sheep, by warriors they charged in the battle, and holy men as they gave sermons. Now I've decided to host a major poetry competition in Marrakesh, the imperial capital. Which man or woman will prove themselves the worthiest of poets this year? And out this contest hall, anyone willing can participate. It's a wonder that we've been so active on these sort of things lately. The prize. As preparations are underway for the poetry contest, how big will the prize be? Though poetry is a great reward in itself, it should not be sold by material needs. It doesn't hurt to as an incentive. Prepare a large grand prize. Here's another thing you could do with that very large amount of money you have. If you got some unruly vassals, be sure to send them gifts. The week of the poetry contest is upon us. For several days, men and women will compete in several rounds before the panel of judges chosen from the most esteemed and respected poets of Marrakesh. Many have come to watch this spectacle. Overall, the turnout for this contest seems good. Unlike our Arabic cousins elsewhere, we freely encourage men and women to mingle and compete against one and another in poetry. And our contestants come from all walks of life, from dignified nobles to humble beggars. Some of my courtiers and contest as well. It'll be interesting to see what poems they come up with this year and who will win. As a learned man, I can also be a judge. Though being a judge is a tough job and might cause a bit of stress, it is nevertheless something to be proud of. It'll earn me even more prestige once it's done. Of course I'll be the judge. I'm the one that started this damn thing. 1 second. Excuse me. For several days, me and many others witness many compete for victory in the poetry contest. These men and women improvise original poem after poem off the top of their heads on various topics provided by judges. Some are humble, humorous anecdotes. Others are tales about good versus evil. Most use the veiled language. Here, words do not always mean what they mean. For the best poets hide true meaning behind clever symbols or plot twists. Anyways, many poets have been eliminated after the initial rounds, and now only few remain. The final round's upon us. Who will win? The winner is... The winner is declared. The judges all agree that one person stood above in eloquence and cleverness, humor and pathos. As Vağpūr, I present the reward to the lucky winner. The winner is none other than one of my own courtiers, Pezak. Truly his poetry is amazing. The poem is a rather intellectual discussion on the society we live in. It explores our customs, ideas, and beliefs, and what might be good and what might be evil. Everyone who hears the poem will surely contemplate these profound matters for days to come. An amazing poem indeed. I had to think it was improvised on the spot. So, there you go, brother. You are a poet now. If only we could send you off to another country. Looking at you, Gujarat, all the way over there, as a potential place for it to expand. Install my son over there, or brother over there. Well, possibly son as well, because I may have to disinherit him far into the future. Don't want to do that now. Now the competition's over, and the victor can now return home. No doubt a great celebration will be held in their honor in their hometown, and whatever their origins, today's surely been a turning point in their life. Already people are lining the streets and hills, exchanging songs of poetry in the atmosphere of joy and creativity. Till next time, big prestige game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough for the amount of prestige that we need to go for this, because I am renowned crazy. And yes, it does cost a bit of time and money. Well, more costs to spend money on, of anything that has to do with castle holdings. So we shall establish that tradition in 25 years! Well, once for certain. I'll still be around when this tradition is well established. Let's hold court again. I am faced with Renza bint Yunus Banu Katab Saras, which grow larger and more venomous than grains Pezak Genesis. Vağpūr Gurak. The girl's been in Agaface Cove, no one to watch over since the death of her dear papa. Please look to her future. What can be done with such a child? No fear, I shall raise the girl myself. A holy tomb. President Franz seems to expose them. My lord, the miracles, the holiness, we've been blessed. His enthusiastic ramblings are confusing, but I finally get the gist of it. He wants me to sponsor the cult of a local saint that recently died in Udfa. Abdul Rahman was a miracle maker in life, known for confessing all of his sins to the crowds and preaching to the birds. His tombs attracted devoted visitors from all over the world. Yeah, why not? Make that a temple holding over there. Rokhshand comes forward, proceeding with marked caution. Your Grace, my Katab grows rich from Barbar's dealings with trading ships which ply the heavens along Al-Farghani's coast. We've made our town and you prosperous and deserve a great influence over Cairo. I like ruling Cairo. You ask too much. Must be some other way. 100% chance guaranteed that here become a mercantile charter for 20 years. There. And he gets to be the holder of it. Now we're going to have to start getting our prestige back up again. Because if I want to take over all these areas, you need prestige. And one of the larger villages of Sewa, a respected elders recently passed away. He was recently beloved by all for his virtue and wisdom. As a community leader for many years, he had a good relationship with many, and always strived to improve everyone's lives. Few had anything bad to say about him. His funeral attracted many who wished to pay their final respects. Some even claimed his spirit will provide the land with many blessings before it passes to the afterlife. May his soul rest in peace. It's time for me to buy a new wardrobe. Somewhere to put my favorite clothes. My old one is worn out and will likely fall apart any day now. What sort of wardrobe would I get? A person of status such as myself can afford a decent wardrobe made of good quality wood at any rate. Yeah, it needs to be extravagant, with a gold leaf, intricate carving everywhere. Not so humble now, huh? I'm thinking about it because it'll give you, well, yeah, you know what? You should go on a Hajj. You're going to be almost to the way, well, almost halfway to become a paragon of virtue. I mean, after all, I'm a very virtuous person, so you should partake in the Hajj. Time has come for me to undertake the pilgrimage to Mecca. Commanded by me as it has for all Muslims, to show my submission to Allah. I have waited this for my entire life. This will be an exceptionally long pilgrimage. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of Allah. I will be gone for a long time. I can only pray God watches over my realm as well. My ward, Wenza, has been impressed with one of our household parties for a very long time. After finally meeting her in person, she's been repeating the war's words. Give others their due and you will receive your own. Yes, you should be. Generosity is a Muslim virtue. A Sunni virtue. Lost. I could have sworn this is supposed to be the path onwards. None of my companions or have managed to find our way back to the pilgrimage route. Are we even looking at the right stars at night? Feels I've been wasting weeks. Must find a guide no matter the cost. Actually, there's another way to gain prestige, I just remembered. Go raiding. Clearly we've gone soft because look at the income. That is without equal. Except maybe the Abbasids, but they don't have, you know, the places where you make a large amount of money from. Among my fellow pilgrims there's a man who preaches compassion and fellowship, until he reaches the topic of heathens. One evening around the campfire he loudly declares to be abominable monsters in the eyes of Allah, deviants and child murderers all. Most people avert their eyes when he looks at them. Tonight I was not quick enough. Do you not agree, O Vağpūr? They're not all that bad. Plus, there's a bunch of Sunnis in our realm anyway. By Sunnis, I mean... yeah, they're called Sunnis. They're called Al-Sunnah. The Orthodox one, basically. Ours is Berber influenced, because we've been living amongst the Berbers for a very long time. Now, after my long journey, I arrived in Mecca, ready to complete the Hajj. I walked 7 times around the Kaaba, touching the black stone on each circuit, prayed at the place of Abraham, drank water from the Zamzam well, walked between Safa and Marwa 7 times and sacrificed to Allah. The next rite is to cut my hair. Traditionally, men shave it all off, but this position is could occasionally granted a cut, only part of it. Women are restricted to just a lock. Shave it all off. The end of this year's Hajj draws near. After 2 days of Rami al-Jamrat, or the stoning of the devil, I am ready to complete the final ritual of Tawaf al-Wada and say farewell to Mecca. May I see your walls once again. Yep, halfway. I ain't gonna let you out. Your money's no good here. Not anymore anyway. journey's been a long one. Finally come home again. All that remains the same. Something has changed in how the Imams who allow us to treat me. I've undergone the journey of a holy man. They insist something about me, where I can see myself at nothing. But still, it's good to be home. Yeah, why not? Let them know that I'm an architect now. Still prestige. Bloody cheaper. The vassals are fine, so there's no reason to go for the administrator route. Despite what it can do for you. But we should go for Everest. Just that whole route. That would be making so much wealth that it'll just be, as I said before, without equal. This is the golden age that we're living in. We'll end this episode soon, as I feel that I want to cut it short here, as this is just mainly about getting this up, and we spent our prestige to look for a new tradition, which isn't going to be around until past the 1100 mark, and we'll be getting a lot more renown than there needs to be. Just wanted to present you this. Alright, it's still gonna be a long while before we get to the next one. You know what, before it's too late, I'd like to, seduce you, and, it's just to lay with her, just to have one more child. Hopefully just get lucky one more time, alright? Tyranny? Yeah, we'll be there. Finally, something to do. So, who's your... there's me. Bring out the men-at-arms. It'll be 3 months, and then we'll be right over. Hopefully we'll be there as fast as we can. Something to spend my money on. We need to keep that renown gain high. And if need be, you can have these local pirates, but there's flaws to that. Makes the island of Sakatra, a bit more chaotic over there. Not every gift has to be a grand statement of wealth. Smaller things can make a far greater impression, as long as they're chosen well. I wonder what Vağpūr Gurak would appreciate. She's a fearless empath. So I would say a stuffed fox would certainly be unusual. Thank you so much for the stuff Foxy gave me. I could scarce remember the last time I received such a wonderful gift. Anything for you, Naz. Hey, here's another thing you should spend your money on. Whoa, that back scratcher is almost gonna break. Fix that. And I like that book. Yeah, why not? Don't have regalia. We haven't seen any inspired people lately. That explains it. I need regalia. I don't care if it's cheap. You're a what? Armenian. Okay. Oh, I know who asks. Come off it. Hey, actually getting a little bit at the main limit. Just from out of nowhere. 6,000 strong. On the way. But I feel we're maybe too late with that. Yeah. Gotta have that. Maybe we should start doing that more often. Just keep commissioning for cheap artifacts. You are so gonna lose that realm, son, and there's nothing I can do for you. I mean, unless we scare the heck out of them, but unfortunately, we're not gonna be there till another 2 months. I would say let's be entertained. Rid of homes. Definitely too late. My son loses the realm. Yeah. Because that's the goal here. Full occupation. She left. Well, at least I gained a little bit of renown out of that. The Idol of Cadiz. Scattered across Siberia and the ruined monuments of bygone civilizations, many of which were thought to have supernatural abilities. A more notable example of this is the so-called Idol of Cadiz, a great statue overlooking the sea of Cadiz. Despite the fact that this statue was made of precious metals, no one dared destroy it for the money, except for Sheikh Mossab. Mossab sought to use its precious metals in the statue, but the locals feared divine retribution on the statue's destruction. Regardless, he ended up proving him wrong after ordering the statue to be demolished and melted down, as nothing strange happened afterwards. The idol, as well as the mighty tower it stood on, is now no more. This is what it had. That man decided to destroy that. Near the coast of the port city of Cadiz is an ancient large tower, and on top of this tower is a mysterious statue made of precious metals depicting a bearded man with a cape. No one knows for sure who built the statue in that tower, though scholars claim it was built by Hercules or Alexander the Great in ancient times. Either way, locals view the statue with fear and wonder, and believe it possesses talismanic powers, protecting them or warning them of danger. He did this. feel a little bad about that. You know, as I look at over there, it's like, where can I dispose of Joe to go live somewhere else? And I'm like, oh, I know. Why don't we put him over there? Bonds of marriage are enough. So if we want to labor, just increase the chance of having at least one more child. Oh, that's my uncle. I don't know how I quite feel about this, but he did not like that. Hey, I'll make it up to you. Don't get mad because I didn't like your poetry. Don't get mad about that. You only have yourself to blame. Again, I'm rather surprised nobody's bothered oh, there are wise men and women in my realm. I doubt that that a single one of them could best my mother debate. She always a surprising perspective or another layer of knowledge to reveal. Share her wisdom with me, Mother. She expects me to have a say in my decisions. Here, 3 items. I could see invading that duchy, and I would likely place my sons out there. I'm surprised while they were there, those half brothers of mine were able to adopt their local culture there. Moving on to the best approach. Which again, my aim is to have a foothold in Iberia. Because I don't feel any of these requirements. No, that's not my idea. But instead, we're just going to put them there. That's an idea in and of itself. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will end that episode on that note. Because in the next episode, whatever the hell's going on over there, yeah, whatever's going on over there, we're going to start expanding the coast, connecting us once and for all. And if we were to fight any more wars of expansion, then maybe we can, connect the parts of the desert as well. Just have all of northern Africa to be ours. And as well as the possibility of installing another one of my children to rule the parts of Gujarat. I mean, not all, but part of it. Just for renown gain. That's in the name of it. And also in the next episode, gotta commission the artifact again. Because I need regalia. I need it. I want it. Don't know how much this means to me, And as well as thinking about the future. Knowing I got a son who's sterile, possibly deserted. Well, I have one daughter who is born normal. Nothing particularly wrong with her. But still, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, as we will enjoy our riches and all that. But it's still going to be a few episodes away before the tradition of Castle Keepers will finally take its place. But again, this is just in the name of renown gain and all that. As I'm really am attentive about that. "12 years. So, yeah, we still got plenty of work to do, but this time we'll be more focused on warfare in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.